Holy shit, dude. What a game, man. For full disclosure, I'm a Lakers fan, and I just wanted to do a different type of video, just a live reaction, or not a live reaction, but an immediate reaction to a nationally televised game that a lot of you have probably watched that the whole NBA world is talking about. Game two of the Lakers versus Nuggets. Like I said, I'm a Lakers fan, and damn, this was a gut punch. I'm just gonna give my quick take on the game, I guess. Um, Quarters one through three, the Lakers played their best type of basketball. Like if you're a Lakers fan, then quarters one through three, you can't really ask for much more from the Lakers, especially given how aggressive early on AD and D'Lo were. Like D'Lo was pulling threes in transition out of the pick and roll with the utmost comfort level and the utmost confidence, man. He was really in a rhythm, especially in the first half, and he really catalyzed the Lakers into that early double digit lead. And AD was aggressive. This was like bubble AD. Like he was aggressive going directly at Jokic, um, whether it be off a pick and roll whenever you got a drop off pass, he was quick to go up with it. But particularly in post ups, in the low post, he was using his skill with deep hook shots outside of 3 feet. He was hitting a bunch of tough fadeaways from the baseline over Jokic. He was really efficient and really aggressive in the first half. I don't really think he missed more than one shot maybe in that first half, and he had more than 20 points. And LeBron was pretty much coasting. Like he was letting D'Lo be D'Lo. He was making it a point of emphasis to get the ball to AD in the low post, and he kind of was just picking and choosing when he wanted to have his imprint on the game. And I think that allowed him to be more impactful on the defensive end, especially with his disruptiveness, with the help side blocks and getting in passing lanes to jumpstart fast breaks. I think D'Lo and AD being hella aggressive and being able to create a lot of offense on their own and not relying on LeBron really allowed LeBron to be more impactful as a defender and kind of save himself for the later stages of the game. As for the Nuggets, they honestly just weren't hitting a lot of outside shots as a whole for the entire game. They shot 8 of 34 from 3, and that's not, the Nuggets. They're a great three-point shooting team. In saying that, MPJ was hitting his fucking shots. He really is the unsung hero for this game because of how many timely threes he was hitting throughout the course of the game. Like when Denver was down double digits, the only reason that it didn't teeter into the borderline, okay, this game is over type of danger zone was because of Nikola Jokic, of course, and MPJ hitting timely three after timely three because Jamal Murray was struggling. They weren't getting a lot of 3 point output from the role players like AG and KCP, but MPJ was on point from outside, and that really kept Denver in it, especially in the first half. And of course, Jokic is he's the most consistent scoring option you could ever have in today's NBA, and he, along with MPJ, kept the Nuggets in it. Now, going into the third quarter, the Lakers' lead was, flirting with entering the 20 to 25 range, but still, Jokic being a consistent offensive hub for the Nuggets and MPJ hitting timely three after timely three kept them in it for the remainder of the third. And then there was like a 4 to 5 minute stretch where the Lakers couldn't get anything going in the half court. And I think some of it was when Braun was on the bench because I remember thinking like, okay, Braun is on the bench. Time to go back to featuring AD. AD be aggressive. I think he had like 25 points in the first half and he ended the game with 32. So take that for what you will. Whether it was him gassing out, him letting his foot off the gas pedal, he did get into foul trouble, I think, in the third quarter as well. But the point is, AD wasn't able to be the same AD that we saw in the first half. And that's something that allowed us to, or I say us because I'm a Lakers fan, but something that allowed the Lakers to continue improving and increasing their lead. And specifically that 4 to 5 minute stretch, the Nuggets really turned the tide. They got out in transition off of a lot of Lakers misses. I specifically remember that posterizing dunk KCP had over fuck, man. I don't know who it was over, but I was like, dang, I didn't know KCP still had that in him. And I feel like that could have been the turning point of the game. I was like, yeah, Nuggets might come back after this done because the bench went wild, the crowd went wild, and you know when the crowd goes wild in Denver, it can be a real catalyzing effect, especially with that altitude, and them liking to play a up tempo type of basketball when they get some momentum. And then yeah, after that 4 to 5 minute stretch of the Lakers not being able to get anything in the half court, Denver started to slowly but surely chip away at that lead off of timely threes from MPJ, Jokic being Jokic in that low post, and fast break opportunities off of outlet passes from Jokic to guys like Christian Brown and KCP. That 20-point lead, I think they cut it down to single digits towards the end of the third, entering the fourth quarter. And the fourth quarter was when the game really slowed down. The Lakers had a similar stretch where they couldn't get consistent offense in the half court. There was a couple of silly turnovers from D'Lo, some missed layups from Braun. And then Denver really went to that Jokic Murray pick and roll action, and Jamal Murray finally showed up. He came alive. I think in the final 7 to 8 minute stretch of the fourth of the game, he might have scored like 12 of his 20 points, all out of that Jokic Jamal Murray pick and roll action. Whether it was a pull up mid range from the right or left elbow, whether it was getting all the way to the hoop off of miscommunication from a switch that happened between AD and Braun, or something that was supposed to be drop coverage turning into no coverage, or him drawing contact, getting the defender on his hip. Jamal Murray was really aggressive in that final stretch, and it's a testament to how confident he is as a scorer, because he was shooting tour date numbers for the first 3 quarters, but you wouldn't be able to tell that based off of how he finished off the game, completely taken over in that Murray Jokic pick and roll action, making the Lakers look foolish in their defensive coverage on it. And of course, the game winning shot, step back, corner three over the outstretched contesting hand of AD, and the rest is history. Obviously, there's other stuff to talk about in that fourth quarter, like that big time shot that MPJ hit at the right wing. I think it was off of a saved pass from Aaron Gordon. It might have tied the game or put them down one or something, but that was a big time shot. I think LeBron was taken over with a couple of fuck you threes. The final 5 minutes of the game, I think he had a couple drives off of some Spain pick and roll actions featuring him, AD, and D'Lo. D'Lo had a nice left-handed finish over an outstretched contest. But at the end of the day, man, that Jamal Murray Jokic pick and roll action is absolutely unstoppable, because I don't think Denver ran a single other play in the final 5 minutes other than that Jamal Murray Nikola Jokic pick and roll action. And yeah, I think that just further proves that Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic are the best duo in all of basketball. This really hurts because I feel like the Lakers played almost the perfect game, and they still lost. While the Nuggets didn't even play very well, they shot horribly from three. And that was something that was lingering in the back of my head. The Lakers are playing almost the perfect game, and the Nuggets are playing one of the worst games of their season thus far, yet we're only up 10 or 12 points. That was something that was lingering in my head in the third quarter and earlier in the fourth, and lo and behold, they come back in buzzer-beating, dramatic fashion. I don't know how the Lakers come back from this, man. It's just like a gut punch to me as a fan. I can only imagine how much of a gut punch it can be to the players themselves. Yeah, I would not be surprised if this ended up being a sweep, but shit, man. I just had to get these thoughts out there. Hell of a game, though. This is why I love NBA playoff basketball. Also, I forgot to really talk about Jokic, man. This dude's a unit, bro. He had a 20, 20, and 10 triple-double. He was consistent as ever in the low post, just overpowered AD more often than not, especially in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter when they really needed a bucket and they didn't go to that Murray Jokic pick and roll. and he had that low post where he'd had that drop step, got him up in the air, drew the foul, hit the and one big shot there. But throughout the entire game, he really kept Denver in it, kept them within striking distance along with MPJ, as I was emphasizing, and even more so than his scoring and, of course, his playmaking, his rebounding. He controlled the glass on his own, 20 rebounds. I think by himself, like he was the main reason that the Lakers weren't really able to get on the offensive glass. Lakers only had 4 offensive rebounds, while the Nuggets had 9 offensive rebounds, 4 of which were Jokic. Um, Aaron Gordon also had 3 of the offensive rebounds. He was aggressive on the glass, along with MPJ, particularly on the defensive glass. The Denver Nuggets are just a really big team. They got a lot of size, 3 through 5 in their starting lineup, and Jokic, man, just incredible. I know he's not going to get a lot of love defensively because he does not block the most shots, and teams often look to take advantage of his lack of athleticism. But defensive rebounding is a key aspect of defense, and Jokic is probably the best defensive rebounder in the entire league. Actually, him with Andre Drummond, but among centers that play upwards of 36 minutes a night, Jokic is definitely the best defensive rebounder, the best rebounder in the entire league, and tonight was a prime example of it. 27, 20, and 10. Yeah, this dude's the MVP.